guys, it's Paige. Welcome back to my channel. So before I get into today's video, I just wanted to let you guys know that my first ever ebook is going to be released through my wellness platform Bloom Village on Wednesday, April 14th. A whole lot of work has been put into creating it, and it's just so special and dear to my heart. So I'm really excited to share it with all of you guys, and I hope that you love it, that it brings you a little bit of motivation, a little bit of hope. So yeah, stay tuned and be sure to follow We Are Bloom Village on Instagram so that you don't miss a thing. If you've been subscribed for a while, then you probably never thought you'd see the day that I will be making this video, especially after that 2019 upload where I explained why I was not dating in London. But if you really watched that video and didn't just read the title, then you know that I was not saying that I never plan to date again or that I never plan to date in London. But instead, I was just simply taking a break from dating. So if you're new here or just need a refresher, I moved to London in January of 2019. And as soon as I got here, y'all, I just hit the ground running, okay? I had just dealt with a pretty sad breakup a few months prior, and I was just like, you know what? I am in a new city, a new country, with all these new people, and I am single and ready to mingle. So I started dating, going out a lot, having a good time. Of course, my studies came first because I did come here to study for my master's degree, but I was having a good time. And then around the springtime, something just kind of changed. I think the honeymoon phase had just worn off, and I started to just become more reflective, and I was realizing that maybe I was rebounding a bit. And yeah, so that is how that 2019 video came about, because I decided from that point forward that I was going to be taking a hiatus from dating, which is something I had never done intentionally before. It was like I quit cold turkey, y'all. Like anybody that I was talking to, texting, cut off all of it. It was done. Done. I really just wanted to be alone for a while. Like prior to this break, I felt like I always had to have somebody at least texting me, you know, even if I wasn't like actively dating someone, like I needed to have somebody checking for me. And now living abroad and being so far away from everything I knew, I felt like it was the perfect opportunity to get to know myself and not, you know, have any distractions. So dating, we had to put a pause on that. We had to take time out on the dating for a while. And being completely honest, guys, it was probably the best decision I have ever made. It was just such a transformative and like rewarding year for me, 2019. And I think it made me look at dating and relationships a whole lot differently. And my mindset is now completely different. I've learned that I don't need anyone romantically. Of course, it's nice to have, and don't ever get me wrong, I'm absolutely a companionship girl. I love having someone. I love, you know, relationships and love and all of that. But it helped me to learn that that could not be my primary source of happiness. It has to come from in here. It has to come from in here. So after 2019, the new year came, 2020. I am so excited for the new decade, for the fresh start, and I have finally decided that I, Paige, was ready to start dating again. I was ready to re-enter the dating world. So at the beginning of 2020, I started dating again and went out on a few dates with one guy, nothing serious, just having fun. And then, I'm sure you guys can guess what happened next. The pandemic hit. So this time around, I was taking an involuntary break from dating. I'm like, okay, as soon as I'm ready, the whole world has to shut down. Like, I don't understand the timing. So fast forward, we're now transitioning into the summertime, like late May, early June. And they started to lighten up the restrictions here in the UK. And that's when I decided that I was gonna make up for lost time. I went on a lot of dates, y'all. Socially distanced, safe, and mainly outdoor dates, of course. So though my dating experience here in London has been a not so normal one, I think that I now have enough experience and have gathered enough research to form an opinion that I am ready to share with you all. And since this has been a highly requested topic, I decided to do a little question box over on Instagram and asked you guys to share exactly what you wanted to know. I asked for the juicy questions and y'all definitely brought them. I can't promise I'm gonna be answering every single one. We might have to save that for a truth or drink video or something like that because you guys are not shy. But I'm definitely excited, so let's get into it. So I have my phone here and our questions. The first one is, what sources have you used to get back on the dating scene? And another person also asked, did you meet your dates online, apps, via friends, uni, etc.? Okay, so hands down, I will always prefer to just meet people organically in person. So that could be like out at a bar or an event, a party, walking down the street. I mean, I don't know, a grocery store. But I am absolutely not opposed to dating apps, especially during these times where you don't really have as many opportunities to meet people out and about. So the app that I've probably used the most is called Hinge. I had Tinder downloaded at one point a long time ago, but it's just not the app for me. Hinge is cool though. I feel like the people on there tend to be a little bit more serious. Not always, trust me, not always, but I think you have a better chance of finding somebody you really connect with on there, opposed to like Tinder and apps that are kind of like known to be hookup apps, unless it's what you're looking for. That's not what I'm personally looking for, but yeah. But I really just can't wait to get back outside. It used to just be so fun, you know, meeting new people out and about. I really miss it. Okay, so another person asks, overall, do you prefer dating in London to dating in the States? I honestly don't think I have a preference one way or the other. Dating is dating to me. Some people may have a different opinion and feel like it's completely different here, but I don't think my experience dating in the UK has been super different to what my experience was back at home, if I'm being completely honest. Except for the fact that the majority of my dating experience here has been during a pandemic. I just want to know what the men are like. Are they all fine? Are they all fine? Are all men fine in any city or country? I mean, that's up to personal preference and what you consider fine. But I've definitely seen a lot of attractive men here in London. And then, you know, there's been some ones who weren't quite my taste, you know? And I'm not everyone's taste, so it's just like that, you know? Okay, next. The biggest difference between American and British men. And then we have one that's similar. Can you compare American guys to UK guys, personality traits, dating styles? And then another person said, American men, greater sign, British men. There, I said it, but what's your opinion? Y'all trying to get me in trouble with this one. Oh my goodness. So I'm gonna tell you guys the same thing that I've told all my friends and anyone else who has asked me this very question. When it comes to American men and British men, same-ish, different accent. And I'm so serious. For me personally, this is my personal opinion. By the way, everything that I say in this video is my personal opinion. It's come from my experience here, and it's no one else's experience, so they might feel a completely different way. But to me, men are men. Okay, it doesn't matter if the man is from London, it doesn't matter if the man is from Chicago. Men are just men to me. That does not mean you can go to one city and the guys are going to automatically treat you better or be more respectful or be more honest. It just doesn't work that way. It's always going to depend on the individual, and I give everyone their own chance, you know? If I have a bad experience dating someone in the States, I'm not going to say, oh, I'm never dating American men again. I can't stand all American men. No, because that was one person who did me wrong, or I didn't have a good experience with. Same with here. I mean, I've met guys here that were not that great. But it doesn't make me feel a way about all British men, if that makes sense. But if I did have to make one general statement comparing the two, I do feel like British men are a little less assertive than American men. I think they tend to be more reserved, and I think that's kind of been my experience with British people in general. So sometimes I feel like they want you to do a little bit more of the chasing, and in most cases that's just not gonna happen with me. Like, we gotta both be, you know, it's 50-50 here for me. Sometimes I feel like they want you to do most of the work, but once again, it could also depend on the individual, because there's some ones here that will chase you as well. But yeah, I would definitely say American men are more assertive than British men. Do the men flirt differently? Funniest pickup line. Do the men flirt differently? I wouldn't say so. I mean, I've had some funny experiences, like going out and I'll be like at the bar, I'm about to order a drink, or standing next to my friend, talking to my friend, and a guy will hear my accent and immediately just go and like make the craziest face at me. And then of course it automatically makes me say, what? You know, and then that starts an entire conversation where they're like, what are you doing here? Why are you here? You know, so that's always pretty cute. And I think that's like a slick way for them to start a conversation, because they're just like, I just have to know why you're here. Okay, next, what types of dates have you been on? And then someone also asked about first date culture. So once again, the majority of my dates that I've been on have been during these strange times. So it kind of depends on whatever we're allowed to do at that time, whatever is open. As far as first dates, I feel like the majority of my first dates have been like going out for drinks. That's usually what the guys have offered. Let's go out for drinks, you know. Which always works for me, honestly, because, you know, if you don't really get on well with the person, you don't have to stay that long. You can have your 1 drink or 2 drinks and be like, okay, well, it's time for me to head home. But like, if you're kind of trapped into like a full dinner situation, yeah, that could turn out bad. With so many things being closed and then opened and then closed, I definitely have gone on a lot of walks in the last year. I have never been on so many like park dates and like walking dates, but that could be kind of cute as well. You could just talk to the person and get to know them, you know, no pressure. So definitely went on a lot of walks, but some guys took it up a notch and we had picnics. One guy went all out and brought like all these snacks and like drinks and stuff. That was really, really cute. Definitely love a good picnic. So yeah, lots of different bars, gone out to restaurants for dinner. I had a brunch date one time at this place called the Breakfast Club. That was really cute. Museums. One guy actually offered to take me strawberry picking, but I ended up going with my friends instead of him because I didn't really like him. But he gave me a really great idea. Sorry. Someone said, how many first dates have you been on? I plead the 5th. No, I've been on quite a few first dates because, like I said, I was trying to make up for lost time, I guess. And I was just like, you know, I'm just gonna hang out. And a lot of those first dates were also just like going for walks and meeting at the park and stuff. Sometimes you have to meet someone in person to know that you don't want to see them again. Next question. What is the worst and best date that you've been on? Oh gosh. I guess I'll start with the best dates I've been on. So there was this one guy I was seeing for a second, and he actually took me to a Nigerian restaurant because he knew that I had never had Nigerian food before. And y'all know, I just recently found out I'm 15% Nigerian from ancestry.com. But anyways, yeah, he took me to a Nigerian restaurant. It was so cool. Like, they were playing like live music. I think it was like a saxophone player in there, and it was just really nice. And I thought it was sweet of him to do that and try to introduce me to something new, because I was definitely like, I don't know, guy, like I don't know if I'm gonna like it, you know. And I ended up loving it. So yeah, definitely good experience. And then there was another guy, the last guy I was seeing actually, he took me to the museum, the British Museum. which was really cool to just walk around there with him. And then we went out for dinner, early dinner, at this Japanese barbecue place where each table has like a grill on it and you cook the food yourself. So we like ordered chicken and shrimp and all this different food, and we also got s'mores, and he had never had a s'more before because I don't think they're really popular here. I think that's more of an American like treat type of situation. So I convinced him to get us some s'mores, and we made them on the little, you know, grill thing in front of us, and I thought that was really cute too. So I think those are probably the best ones, and I also really like those two guys, so I think that definitely contributed to it being my best dates here. The worst dates, oh my gosh. So I feel like I've been lucky enough to never have had like a really terrible date like ever in my life, not just here in London. I have not really had like a crash and burn type of date. I do have some, however, that probably wouldn't rank at the top of my list of my favorite, you know, dates of all time. Let's see. So there was one time I went for a walking date with this one guy, and he was just incredibly rude for whatever reason. I don't know, it was just like his personality. But anything I said, like, he tried to correct me and shut me down, and he was just super condescending, and like, I didn't like that at all. So pretty much for the entire walk back, I was kind of quiet because I was over it. I remember even saying to him, like, I don't think our personalities fit well together. Like, I feel like we're gonna clash because I can't do it. I can't do all this because yeah, I don't know if I'm feeling all this energy you're giving me. And yeah, after that, he never hit me up again. I never hit him up again. I think we both knew that it was not a match. So there's one. There's another one. I hate to put this as worst dates, but I think it was just a bad time. So I went on this one date with this guy. We went out for drinks. The bar we went to was really cool though. Like, they were like lighting the drinks on fire and stuff. It was really cool. But the guy was a few years older than me. So I do kind of usually date guys that are a few years older. So this guy was like 32, 33, and I think I was 27. So he was just like very excited to be on the date, which of course makes me feel good. I appreciate that. So he was actually a really sweet guy, but I feel like we just weren't on the same page at the time, because this is when I was trying to like ease back into dating. I still wasn't really sure if I was ready or not, and this date actually showed me that I was not ready to date again. But yeah, he was just like very excited, and I think he was ready for something serious, like really serious. He was just telling me how he liked me so much, and it just felt very intense for a first date. And then he proceeded to ask me if I wanted to raise our children, as in children that we were gonna share together, in the US or the UK. And that completely freaked me out, because I'm like, whoa, I don't even know if I like you yet, so why are we talking about children? It was just a no for me. So I feel like it would have been too much for most people, honestly. I'm just trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, but it was a lot. And I had actually met him on an app, so I went home and deleted it. I was like, yeah, I need to continue this break. Next, someone has asked, what's the funniest thing that's happened on a date? The funniest thing that's happened on a date, I think it would definitely have to be when I was seeing this one guy, and we went out to oh my gosh, this is a place in Shoreditch, Dinorama. Is it called Dinorama? I think so. It's like this place that has like a bunch of food stalls inside and bars, and you can just choose what you want to eat and then sit down with it at like these picnic tables and blah blah blah. So we went there one day, and a subscriber approached me on my date. Oh my gosh, I've never been so embarrassed. Because of course I love like when people come up to me and acknowledge that they watch my videos. Like, it makes me so happy. But I had just started explaining to the guy that I was doing YouTube and trying to get him to understand exactly like how it worked. And I was just like, yeah, I mean, it's not a huge deal. Sometimes people, you know, come up to me and say hi because they've watched my videos before and it's really cool. And he's like, oh, okay. I was like, yeah, it doesn't, you know, happen that often though. And then literally probably 1 minute later, this girl runs up to me. I feel like she might have been a little lit, but I mean, it was like a Saturday, so I ain't mad at it. But she came up to me and like gave me the biggest hug. And all of a sudden she goes, girl, are you on a date? Are you, you know, here together, you guys? And I'm like, oh my gosh, what? What is happening right now? And as this is all going down, my date is slowly like inching further and further away from us. I don't think he wanted any parts of that, which I understand. Like that could probably be a little overwhelming for someone that you're just like dating. So yeah, that was probably the funniest thing because he was looking at me so crazy after that happened. Yeah, it didn't turn him off though. We kept dating. It ended for other reasons. Do you ever feel like guys in the UK look down on you or tease you for being American? That's a good question. So overall, I would say no, but I can think of 2 examples where this has kind of happened. So the first time I was walking somewhere, this is when I still lived in Greenwich, and I see this guy parked, I think he was about to get into his car. He was getting something out of his car. And we like made eye contact for a little bit, you know, as I continued walking. And then he motioned for me to come over to him. Which is not something I will always do, but I did in this instance. And then we like talked for a couple minutes and he asked for my phone number. And I was like, you know what? Why not? Okay, sure. This is when I first moved to London, by the way. So we hadn't even been texting for like 5 minutes. And then out of the blue, he goes, me and my cousin are over here trying to figure out who's freakier, American girls or British girls. I'm pretty sure it's American girls, but I'm just trying to find out from you. Sir, get off my phone. Get off of my phone. I don't know what interpretation you have of Americans from like TV shows and movies and all that stuff, but it ain't going down over here, okay? Like, you're never gonna see me again. The next situation was another park date that I went on. And this guy had moved to London from Nigeria, I wanna say like 5 years prior. And he was cool when we were messaging. I met him on Hinge. And then when we met in person, he just had like all of these jokes about Americans. Which is fine. I mean, I could definitely laugh and find the humor in a lot of the things that happen in the States. But like, he was not letting up, okay? Like, and sometimes it was a little bit mean. He said something like, Americans shouldn't have an opinion, like our opinion's not valuable. I said something about being sad that my family couldn't come visit me here because of everything going on with the pandemic. And he was like, well, that's good. Like, Americans don't need to be coming over here anyway. And I'm like, okay. Like, it was just starting to get on my nerves. And I'm like, did you forget that I was American? Like, if you hate me, just say so. So that was kind of awkward. And I know people all over the world have different opinions of Americans just from things they've seen and heard. But it's like, I don't know, like he was bringing up Trump. I'm like, I don't know that guy. He ain't got nothing to do with me. I don't know him. Would you mind sharing photos of your dates?
No. There is no possibility. None. It's a never for me, okay? And people say to never say never.
Who was this mysterious Valentine? I had a feeling I was gonna get asked about that. So if you guys have been keeping up with the vlogs, then you know I had a Valentine this year. So that was someone that I was seeing for a few months. And that was probably the closest I had been to getting into a relationship with someone here. But y'all remember, you know, what I said at the beginning of this video, all of the self-work that I did in 2019 and realizing it's okay to be alone. I don't have to settle just to have someone. And I just knew deep down inside that he wasn't it, this wasn't it. And I mean, sometimes when you get really excited about someone, those red flags start looking like Six Flags, y'all, and it could be hard. So I ended up ending that situation. It was really sad. I was sad about it for a little bit, but we move. Are you talking to anyone seriously? Like, it might be going somewhere. So at the time of filming this video, I'm definitely gonna say that no, I'm not talking to anyone seriously right now. I am open to meeting people and getting to know people for sure. And I think I'm in that place now because of all the self-work that I've done in previous years. I think I'm just in a better position to date, a better position to be a good partner to someone else. So I definitely have a totally different mindset than I had in that first video about dating here in London. And then the final question that I'm gonna answer for this video is, what is your type? My friends will definitely say I have a type, but I feel like, okay, I might have a type. I really like taller men. I like beards, full beards, facial hair. Really nice smiles. That's important to me. Nice hands. And my celebrity crush of the moment is actually Daniel Kaluuya. So if you look like him, if you are him, slide in my DMs. So yeah, I think that's it, guys. This was a super fun video. I hope this answers all your questions about my dating experience here abroad in London. If you have any more questions, definitely leave them in the comments below. Just be sure to keep it respectful, keep it cute, and I'll be sure to get back to you. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!